Wilmington. I'm Lisa Capallo, your host of WCTV's Half an Hour program, where we discuss what's going on in your backyard. Our first segment today, we're going to talk to Terri Marciello. She is Director of Elderly Services for the Buzzell Senior Center in Wilmington. Terri, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Tell me, what do you do over there at the Senior Center, and what really, in a nutshell, is the purpose of even having a senior center in your community?
Well, actually, we're the Department of Elderly Services. I'm the director there. And part of the department is having a senior center. We take care of anybody that's from the ages of 60 or over, and taking care of meaning being a resource, referral, if anyone needs help within the home, also for social events for people that are over 60, a wide variety of transportation, home-delivered meals, congregate meals, a wide variety of activities we do. Exercise, art classes, woodshop classes, ceramic classes, and some people have the conception that they have to be a member. Well, if you're 60 or over, you're automatically welcome to walk through that door. And also for adult children of elderly, they're more than welcome to come in and ask any questions.
Okay, so the Senior Center is an offshoot of the Elderly Services program that the whole town has, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where exactly are you located? I know you're right behind us, but for those who might not know.
On 15 School Street, right off behind the 4th of July building. So we have a great location, wonderful location.
And what days and hours are you open? Does it vary seasonally, or?
No, we're Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30. And sometimes we do special events on the weekends, but those are our main hours.
Okay. What is a typical day like for you as a director? What do you do on a day-to-day basis, and how do you really determine what programs are going to stay and what's going to go?
Well, we have a wide variety, and a lot of my classes that we have, from exercise to the arts and crafts and stuff, are done by volunteers.
Okay.
Volunteers are extremely important to our department. I have over 130 of those volunteers.
Wow.
So on a typical day, I can only do so much, and I rely an awful lot on my volunteers.
Right.
We can do everything from the actual classes that are consistent throughout the week, but we also work very closely with the police department, Wilmington Police Department, and the fire department with crises. Very active with the school in the sense of with the home delivered meals program that we have, that we function by ourselves as a unit in the town. So the best part of my job is that when I walk through that door, you know what, there's never a boring moment.
Right.
There's always something going on. And the main purpose is to make people feel comfortable when they come into the center, no matter how much is going on, to let them feel very welcome and to have fun at the same time.
Now, how important do you feel having a senior center is for a community? I'm sure most communities have them. I know 10 or 20 years ago we didn't see it as much, but I'm sure there's more of it now. What do you really feel is the reason to have this? Maybe some people say we should cut that from the budget, or each year I'm sure when funding comes up, you probably struggle to keep things going. So why do you really feel it's important?
At the Department of Elderly Services, Senior Center is extremely, extremely important. And Wilmington was way ahead of its time. Wilmington had a senior center back in 1986, which at the time in Massachusetts, they were ahead of, like I said, ahead of getting the ball rolling. The reason it's very important, it's a place that can provide, help people maintain their independence in their home and stuff, but able to have a resource to go to find out how they can get some help. At the same time, it's a place for peers to be able to get together. I mean, I don't know how many people come in, whether it be 20 minutes, a half hour, they have their cup of coffee and their donut, and just to be able to chit-chat and keep up with what's going on.
Human contact is what you're talking about.
Most definitely.
You know, I mean, many of us, we're all going to get old. That's obvious. So I know your life changes if you become a widow or a widower, or maybe some of your family moves away. I think we're seeing culturally the human connection isn't as strong. Do you feel that this provides a way for those folks to feel useful and to have a voice?
Most definitely, most definitely. And also, I mean, we're having a whole new baby boom right now. The baby boom is getting older. So I think we've only touched a little bit as to, I think within the years to come, there's going to be more of a need because people are going to want to know what's out there. I think the baby boom is going to be a little more of a demanding group of people that are going to want to really know what services are provided for them within a community. And I think Wilmington will do very well.
Excellent. How do we find out what services are provided? Do you have a listing that we can pick up at the center, or do you have a website or something that we can
We do have
access?
for anyone that's 60 and over, we try to get a newsletter out to them once a month. We also have a brochure that we try to mail out to anyone moves into the community as to what services are provided. We do have a website, but at this time it needs to be updated. We're a little behind on the website ourselves. But also just pick up the phone. Our number and a brief description about us is in the telephone book, a local book. And just pick up the phone and
Let's
ask,
give out your phone number while we have you here.
which is 978-657-7595.
Okay. And I've spoken to some of your staff. They're very helpful. There's always somebody there to answer the phone during business hours, so you can get that information that you need. If someone has an idea about something that doesn't exist that they would like for a service, or they want to create a program, how do they go about doing that?
Well, we recently, if anyone does have a great idea, they usually approach myself, or we do have a little proposal thing that you can write up as to some great ideas, in which I've had quite a few ideas coming in that they've been phenomenal, as to different types of classes they like to see, whether it be stained glass or this new thing that we're hopefully being able to try, Japanese bunka, which is very interesting. And because people brought it to my attention, then you can look into it and see if it can be possible.
Okay. Do you have to be a senior to do the program or to create the program? Could it be someone like me who maybe has a skill that I'd like to share, or how does that work?
Just come up with your ideas, and we can try to work with, whether it be an instructor.
Right.
To be part of the class, you have to be 60 or over. But to be an instructor of the class, you can be of any age.
Okay. What do you need from the community? Here's your chance to ask us as Wilmington residents, what do you really need from us? How is your funding? Are you in jeopardy there, or do you need more volunteers? Do you need us to bring you anything?
Right.
What are you looking for as an
We're actually
agency?
very fortunate in volunteers, and we continue to like to have volunteers. We are, right now I'm trying to get off the ground the telephone reinsurance. We have a telephone reinsurance program, which my strong volunteer has had to back down.
And what does that exactly entail?
And that entails giving telephone calls to elders that are high risk in the community, whether it be for a 10-minute call or longer, but 2 or 3 times a week, just to make sure that elder's okay. But at the same time, the elder to have contact with someone. I mean, especially, say for example, with the summer getting so warm, or also in the winter, either the winter they're really shut in because it's hard to get out, or in the summer, it gets so hot that they need just as much of attention.
And the loneliness and depression and just life changes, all of those things I would imagine take its toll. You're right there in the trenches, so you must confront your own age and how your life is changing on a daily basis. You know, most of us are separate from that, and I think our culture needs a little work on integrating our elderly into our society more. I think we have a tendency to just want to put them in a home or what have you. And I think that's why a senior center is important, also for people my age to get involved.
Correct. And you know what, I think I do see a turnaround. I do see
Really?
a turnaround, and families seem to be getting a little more, more connected. You see more elders moving in with their in-law apartments.
Right.
There is starting to be a turnaround.
And grandparents raising the grandchildren. That's a big
issue.
Shift in the community,
issue.
and that's where you'll come in to help more with services like that as well. So is there anything you do need from the citizens? Do you need more volunteers, or just people to be more aware that you're there?
I think what would be the big thing is people more aware that we're there.
Right.
And if you can volunteer, that would be wonderful. We also have a medical equipment lending program that if anyone sees that they have like an extra wheelchair or a shower chair, those types of things, we do take those to help cut the cost for people. We can have a loaning program.
And if we know someone who's in need of the services, can we refer someone to you?
And that's another thing. If you have a neighbor or anyone that you're concerned about that you haven't seen in a while, or, we get those calls. And we do it in a very confidential way.
Right.
We don't have to say who called us. We can just go out, see how someone is. But just to make people more aware that, we're here, feel free to call us. And if you think, no question is ridiculous,
Right.
Pass the question along, because it could have been something that someone asked. That could be a big question that people are asking.
Right.
And also with all the changes in Medicare and the Social Security issues, and that's another resource that we're available to have, because we have people that are out there that can help people.
Excellent. What do you see for the future of your senior center? Would you like it to be bigger? Do you want to have 2 locations? What really would be your dream if you could make things better?
Well, you know what, I'm one that, yes, I mean, in the ideal world, I'd love a bigger center, and I'd love to have a bigger facility.
Right.
But at the same time, I think services and contacting with people are actually the most important.
That's true.
And making sure that the programs are solid, and that the programs that are people that are going to come to it and get benefit from it. So if anyone has any ideas of programs and things that they'd like to see, you know, let us
It
know.
sounds like you're pretty open to anything, from soup to nuts, from woodworking to tax preparing, so that's great. Let's give your phone number one more time today while you're here.
978-657-7595.
Excellent, and I know we'll be putting that up on the screen so folks can see it. I just want to thank you for taking
Oh,
time
thank you.
out of your busy day to come and share with us, and we'll try to get people to come in and visit and volunteer and do some sing-alongs, and I'm sure
Oh, yes, we
things
have
will
our
be great.
sing-alongs.
Excellent. Just want to thank you for watching our program today, and stay tuned for our next segment. We're going to have Charles Federico with us. He is a karate instructor extraordinaire, and he's going to be talking to us about what he does in Wilmington with youth. So stay with us for more on WCTV and Where's Wilmington right after this.
Do you want to keep up on the latest events for the Boston Red Sox?
There's so many important things up in outer space. Do you want to know about them?
This being Wilmington's 275th birthday, there are a lot of events going on around Wilmington. Don't you want to know more about your own hometown?
Watch it!
Watch it.
Watch it.
Yay!
Hi, welcome back to Where's Wilmington, and as promised, this is our second segment of the program where we talk about interesting residents of Wilmington and what they're up to. So we have with us, as promised, karate instructor extraordinaire, Charles Federico. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you, nice to be here.
Tell me a little bit about the world of karate. When most people say karate, does that cover all aspects of it, or how does that really work as far as what the specific type you teach is?
Right, a lot of people feel it's all just one, and it's really not. The word karate actually came from the Asian word of self-defense, and there's multiple styles of it. There's Kempo, Kenpo, Shotokan, and then there's the American Taekwondo Association and World Taekwondo Association. I'm affiliated with the American Taekwondo Association, or ATA,
Okay.
and I'm up at the Black Belt Academy up in Wilmington over by Silver Lake.
Okay. How did you decide what particular genre of the field you would cover? What type of karate you picked? Why did you pick what you picked?
Right, I actually started out in Shotokan
Okay.
and worked my way up into Shotokan, and from there dropped out of that as I had gotten into another sport. As life moved on, my children became involved in the American Taekwondo Association, ATA, up here in Wilmington. And I decided to get back into it and say, you know, let's give this one a whirl. Let's see how this is. And I've been up there now just about 7 years.
Wow.
I've been up
Would the
there.
novice be able to tell the difference between your particular style of karate and another one? Most people can tell the
No.
difference, or no?
No, they really can't. Taekwondo involves about 70% feet, 30% hands. There are some that are grappling. They get into jiu-jitsu and so forth, gets into a lot of tossing. A lot of your karates, though, deal with the hands and feet. So when you get into your martial arts, if you were to do Kenpo or Kempo or Taekwondo, it'd be really tough to distinguish the two unless you really knew what to look for.
Okay. Now, you said something earlier about the Olympics to me before we came on today.
Yes.
The style of karate that we see on the Olympics, what is that particular genre?
That is the World Taekwondo Association,
Okay.
and that's what's affiliated with that. That's a much more aggressive style. They actually, when they do spar, they wear full pads that have targets on them.
Right.
And they really come in and they can hit pretty hard, those guys.
And that's on a point system based on where you hit in what zone?
Yes,
type
it
of thing?
is. And whether it's a kick to the head or a jump kick to the head, it can be worth different points. Whether it's a punch to the body or a jump kick to the body, also
Okay.
can be different points.
Now, you mentioned that your children are involved in the sport of karate. Do you feel that that's really a good thing for children? And if you do, why? Obviously, you're going to say yes. But I'd like to know why you feel it's okay. Because we see so much violence on TV and
Right.
in the movies and the ninja films, do you really feel that's okay for children?
It really is, actually. It's amazing for children. What happens is the kids get into karate, and the first thing that we try to show them, especially with the ATA, we really try to push self-esteem, confidence, integrity. We're not just really pushing the kicking or the punching,
Right.
but we say, you know, you need to have respect for yourself. You need to have respect for others. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, thank you. A lot of manners come into play. The way that they treat each other in the classes also is very, very respectful. This then carries over into their regular life, into school. We have a lot of students that, we have one that was just accepted to a prestigious engineering school down in Missouri. Another one graduated, he was the president of his high school class. Another instructor just came back from Iraq and was a nurse over there. So they do wonderful in school, they carry it on into their regular lives, their everyday lives, and they do super.
Now, what about, and I know you're not a psychiatrist, but what about children who may have ADD or ADHD or focusing issues? Is this something that can help them to channel that energy so that they can maintain maybe more of a calm focus?
It is. They come right into it. They have to then focus on what they're doing, and we do certain activities really to bring them into focus on a lot of things. We don't replace a lot of the counseling that may be needed
right.
or anything else that goes along with it, but it's a huge help. It's an outlet. The kids enjoy coming up. They enjoy working with the instructors. They really have quite a good time.
And to expend some of that energy, I would imagine, too.
Huge amounts of energy between the running around that we do and crawling around, and you know, a lot of people think, you just get in there and start doing kicks and stuff. Oh no, we have these kids doing push-ups and sit-ups and exercising the entire body along with the mind.
Excellent. Now, as far as when you're training someone or when you're looking to find a trainer, what should you look for? If a parent is watching today or someone's interested in trying out karate, what do you really want to ask that instructor to make sure that you're going to be safe and that you're going to get the most for your dollar from your lessons?
Right, what you want to do is actually go in and watch a class.
Okay.
You want to go in, sit there, see how the instructors interact with the students. Are they courteous towards them? Do they show the same respect that they're expecting to get back? Do the students have knowledge that the instructors have shown them? Is there a greater knowledge there above with the instructors? The length of any type of contracts that may be done. Most of your martial arts do have a contract.
Okay.
We went for a year, 6 months, and so forth. Also, you look for any type of extra costs. If I join now, does it increase? What will my child get out of it?
What about the uniforms they all wear? Is that included? Is it separate? We don't want to get too much into that, but are those things you have to consider too?
Yes, exactly. They are, for the most part, in all of the martial arts, the uniform is included when you come in as part of an introductory package.
Right.
From there, as you join, such as the Black Belt Club or the Masters Club or the Leadership, you then will change your uniform somewhat. My uniform actually has a red stripe across it.
Which means you
which
are?
means instructor.
Okay, but you're a second degree black belt, is that
I'm
what
a
you told
second
me?
degree, I'm working towards my third now.
What does that actually mean? I just thought black belt was the be all end all. What is beyond that that you're reaching for?
There's third degree, fourth degree, fifth degree,
Really?
mastership that you can go on up to. I can probably go as high as about a sixth degree black belt.
Wow.
And that's many,
Pretty
many
darn
years.
good, I would bet,
Many
at
years
that
down.
point. Now, as far as getting the belts go, everybody starts pretty much at the same level.
At the exact same level.
Okay.
Everyone starts as a white
And
belt.
how do you make the transition to the brown belt, the green, all the different colors? What do you have to do to get those things?
It depends on the art itself. In Taekwondo, though, the testings you go through every so many weeks, so many months.
Okay.
Whether it's board breaking, you have your kata or your form that you have to learn, and then you get into weapons also. We get into a double nunchuck, or they're called double songjabongs. We get into a 2.5 foot long staff, and they're called a bung mungi, and we'll actually use 2 of those in coordination to fight off attacks and so forth.
So your master or your instructor would test you on your skills, and if you make it, you go up to the next level?
Yes, we have to go in front of a panel.
Okay.
And that panel of judges have to go over our scores and everything and see how we're doing.
Okay.
But now for a black belt, what happens is you just don't get your black belt, you get a recommended black belt. You then have to wait 6 months. You have to wait 6 months. And then you have to go up in front of all of the masters in the area.
Wow.
And you have to then do your testing in front of them.
That is a lot of pressure.
It is overwhelming a lot of times. You know,
I
we
bet.
get a lot of people that are just absolutely flipped out over it. And it's, you know, just have to relax,
Right.
take some deep breaths, you'll do fine.
Use your training and your skills.
Yes.
Be the ball, right? I see.
You'll do fine.
Once you get to the point where you're an instructor, do you upgrade your training yearly, and do each of the studios have the same criteria? Is a black belt that you have same as what somebody else might have in Wisconsin, let's say?
They do change. They do change around. My second degree that I have would be the same in other parts of the country for the ATA group.
Okay.
But in other martial arts, it does differ. And as far as my training goes, I go once a week for my own training, and I try to take another class if possible that I get in there. And I have to go through the same type of testing. I have a testing coming up, as a matter of fact, down in Cape Cod, where we have to get on there in front of the masters and actually do the double staffs, or the double bum muggies, along with my forms, sparring, and around Christmas I'll have to do a board break.
Wow. So the energy that must be in a room full of people who are trained at that level
It's amazing.
must be really neat.
It really
Now, I
is.
understand there are some other things that you do in Wilmington other than just the karate, and where we can find you is down by Silver Lake. Let's give your phone number. We'll put that up on the screen for everybody.
Okay, my phone number is 978
Right.
658 8292.
And the name of your studio is?
It's the Black Belt Academy,
Okay.
and it's right next to Silver Lake. It's right
I
on
know
the
where
38.
that is.
Yep.
Yeah, but you also are a Cub Scout master as well?
I am. I'm a Cub Scout master
all
of
your
Pac
free
58.
time,
In
about
all my
that
free
much?
time.
Okay.
I do Cub Scouts. I'm a Cub master for Pac 58 out of St. Dorothy's.
Okay.
And I also have 2 dens that I run. One is a Weeblo den, which is a second year 5th grader per se.
Right.
And a Tiger den, which is first graders.
Okay.
So I have those. So there's
You
a
deal
lot
with
of
kids a
energy.
lot.
I deal with kids an awful lot.
And you're also planning on putting a program on WCTV about astronomy, did you tell me?
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that so we can look forward to that in the future.
Sure. I actually build telescopes from the ground up.
Wow.
And grind out my own mirrors and everything. And a lot of people just don't realize what's up there. So what we want to do is actually come down and do a show on building up the telescopes, and then doing certain observing and so forth with different people.
Do you feel there's a connection between what you do in your karate world and your Cub Scouts along with the astronomy? Do you feel there's connection between all those 3 things? And if there is, what is it?
Right, there's a huge connection there. The satisfaction of seeing the kids progress up, seeing them grow and gain knowledge, and then just the inner peace of working out myself,
Right.
And then building something that I can use later on in life.
Excellent.
You know, whether it be with karate or with the telescopes.
Now, if people want to get involved with either learning to use the telescope or becoming Boy Scout, either leaders, how can they get in touch with you to do that?
Let's see. For the Cub Scouts, they could actually call my home,
Okay,
and I can give you that number.
please do.
978-658-8292.
Okay, and that would be if you're interested in getting involved in Cub Scouts or volunteering, or
Correct.
if you have a child that you want to enroll.
That is correct.
Okay, and the astronomy program, it sounds like you're going to need some support for that.
The astronomy program is going to be pretty interesting.
Right, so what do you need from us? Here you go, you can ask all of Wilmington, what would you like from the community? do you
What
feel
would
you
I
need?
like? I'd like to know who's really involved. I'd like to maybe get a telescope making class together.
Excellent.
We'd need some facilities, possibly
A little grant money would be
school.
nice.
Ooh, grant money is always nice. It's fairly inexpensive to actually build one. A lot of people believe it's huge, huge money. It's really not.
Okay.
For about $100, you can make about a $2,000 telescope
Well,
if
that's
you
pretty
would buy
good.
it. So
Okay.
it really is decent.
So you're going to plan on having this class be something that you folks will build from the ground up, what you're going to do, and then actually use it in the field?
That's
What are you going to
correct.
look for?
We're going to look for, we'll start off with planets. Saturn,
Easy
Jupiter,
enough.
Mars, fairly easy to find. And then from there we'll go into some more interesting deep sky objects. The Orion Nebula, the Ringed Nebula, different star clouds.
What age groups are you looking for that particular class?
Let's see. Pretty much anybody can do
Really?
it. As
I
long
would
as,
imagine you have to be over 13 or so, because this is going to be late night stuff.
believe it or not, I had my Cub Scouts at 10 years old grinding out a mirror themselves.
Really?
Yes.
Do they have a badge for that?
We do. We have an astronomy badge.
That's excellent. Well, you can get your astronomy badge by calling up my friend Charles Federico
Yeah,
here.
we have an astronomy
So you do
badge.
karate. You also
I
are
do
doing the
karate.
Boy Scout thing, and we're going to see you eventually here on WCTV
Yes.
doing astronomy. That's great. Let's give your phone numbers one more time at the karate studio, which is over across from Silver
They
Lake.
can actually contact my home on all of those.
Okay, great. Let's do that.
Which would be 658-8292.
Excellent. Thank you so much for
All
being
right.
with
Well,
us
thank
today,
you.
Charles Federico. I appreciate that. And thank you for staying with us here on WCTV. You were watching Where's Wilmington? I'm Lisa Capalla, and please join us again when we'll be talking more about what goes on in your community and beyond here on Where's Wilmington.